The Bachelor Recap, and roll Tide. On Monday night, The Bachelor gave us a Parks and Rec reunion, kinda, and I think it might have been better than The Bachelor. Last week, I wrote about how, judging from its premiere, this season of The Bachelor might be unbearable thanks to constant, heavy-handed discussion of Colton's virginity. After 1 week, I can no longer bear it. In the second episode, conversation turned toward serious takes of how brave Colton is for being public and open about his virginhood. The first group date of the season was at a Los Angeles theater, where Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally instructed 8 women and Colton on how to tell funny stories about their first ex. Joke, of course, was that when people talk about their first, they're often talking about their first time having sex, which Colton has not had. I hoped Nick and Megan, who are arguably too good at talking about sex publicly, would have coached Colton to say something funny. Instead, he bypassed Ron and Tammy's advice and launched into a completely serious revelation about the first time he told somebody in a football locker room that he was a virgin. There are legitimate conversations to be had about destigmatizing virginity, particularly for men. Too often young people believe their worth is connected to how many times they've had sex and with whom, which can lead to bad decisions, unsafe situations, and really dumb worldviews. But come on. I cannot take another soliloquy about how Colton deserves a Nobel Prize for being a virgin. So far, everybody who has discussed Colton's virginity on the show has made it sound like he's either survived or cured some horrible disease. On the second group date, Colton took a bunch of women to his summer camp, and his counselor was Billy Eichner. No, Eichner never actually interacted with Nick and Megan during his scenes on the show, but I'm still counting it as a reunion. Unlike everybody else, Billy actually made funny jokes about the fact that Colton has never had sex. This is allowed, and better than granting him sainthood for not having sex. Although, to be fair, I think a lot of saints have also done this. Thus, I propose Billy Eichner replace Chris Harrison as host of The Bachelor, effective immediately. I also propose that you watch any and all clips of Billy on the street as soon as you can, but that's beside the point. I have no qualms with Chris, but if we're going to get through the virgin season, we need to mix in some jokes with the hagiography. Because you know what might actually destigmatize the way we talk about virginity? If it were treated as just another aspect of Colton's life, ripe for occasional light-hearted jokes and occasional legitimate discussion. Instead, for Colton and other Bachelor virgins in past, it's treated as the only thing he should ever be allowed to think or talk about, which doesn't seem particularly healthy. We need Billy to hang around, although he did mention that he was on the show only because he failed to land a guest spot on the Goldbergs, so maybe he's not interested. My dog believes that noise is power. If another human enters my apartment, she will bark in a 100-decibel howl, because even though she is weaker and significantly smaller than any human, she believes her noise can defeat them.